to Kudos International Latte Show, and I am your host, Dr. Supriya Kumar Velan. Well, folks, today's this latte show, I'm sure it's going to bring lot of luck, lot of positivity, and lot of knowledge, which you are going to share with your peers, with your family members, and with your colleagues. Lot of knowledge, lot of abundance, because we have an amazing guest from Australia. And when I say Australia, let's check it out. Who is she? Here she is, and my loveliest guest, my honorable, none other than Joe Worthy. Joe, welcome to our show. It's been a great privilege sharing this latte show with you, dear.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute honor to come all the way here from the Sunshine Coast in Australia. So thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, folks, today, before starting this lovely journey, let me apprise you one thing. Joe and me were facing 10 minutes back a lot of technical glitches, and we thought, oh, today it's bad luck and we can't run the show. But as I said, positive affirmations really creates miracles, and that's what Kiddos International speaks. Let's create miracles, and the miracle is happening now in front of billions and millions and trillions of people. So, without a pause, without a single second, let's start this fascinating, loveliest, inspiring journey with Joe Worthy. And here I pass my coffee to you, Joe. Kindly enlighten Joe without any delay. I'm straight away jumping because so many people are eagerly waiting for this beautiful show, which is going to inspire millions today. And Joe, I, along with my global spectators, everybody is so eager to know when I see your inspiring, motivating, so much enthusiastic journey that is called Joe Worthy's life journey. So it's yours.
Well, it's been a big journey. And like so many of us, if not all of us, we have a powerful story to share, right? Yeah. And my story has been one, I think if I look back on it, it's been really digging deep into my courage to really change my mindset, to change my whole outlook on life and my paradigm so that I could live a much more abundant and happier life. Because I was in this cycle from birth right up until in my 40s, where I was attracting a lot of misery. A lot of misery. I attracted abusive relationships. I was very disconnected. I was not really stepping into my greatness. And I mean, I would have moments of, snippets of, some joy and some love and some peace. But until I really got into my 40s and I just said, I'm done. I am so done with this life. I need to change. I need to change my attitude. I need to change my mindset. And I need to actually really value who I am as a woman. And everything changed from there. Everything changed. And I call it now getting out of my misery bubble. And that's what I want to inspire everyone else to do, that you can change. We have the power to change. And it doesn't matter what we have been through. And like I've been through, I've been to hell and back. I've been on the floor thinking, I don't even know whether I can get up. I don't even know whether I want to continue with my life. It is so bad. And well, bad is all perception, isn't it? But I was not in flow. And it was by the third abusive relationship. Now, let me clarify abuse, because abuse comes in all shapes, ways, and forms, whether it be physical, emotional, sexual, financial. Unfortunately, I had some big lessons to learn because
Mm-hmm.
I attracted abuse in all forms. So, and it was really, I just got to the stage, like I said, in my 40s, and I go, I can't do this anymore. I can't live my life like this anymore. And I had a daughter, a young daughter, and it's like, I have to be a better role model for her as well. So I changed. And even though in my 20s, I went on this big spiritual path and I started learning the law of attraction and affirmations, and they were quite powerful, but there were so many layers that I had to actually really explore and really consciously make that decision to change, which I did. And so many things since that, since my mid 40s have now changed. So it's been an incredible journey. So, and I believe, we don't go through harsh lessons for no reason. I believe that every lesson that we go through is really an indication to us as to what we need to heal within ourselves. So every person that I perceived at the time who may have abused me in some shape, way, or form, I've also attracted bullies until I changed my energy. But they have taught me some valuable lessons. And now I am so courageous and I'm so resilient and I'm so on my path and my
Awesome.
divine purpose. So, and that's what I now inspire other people to do, because I've been to the hell and back. Everything that I teach, I know from a deep soul level what it's like to feel no self-worth, to feel no confidence, to feel like you're living in misery, to attract, bullies and abuse. There's something, if we're doing that, there is something inherently wrong with our energy if we're attracting that.
True. That's very true. Joe, after listening these, trauma, you can say, or inspiring journey, and it's very true. It's all about our perception, how we see the
Yes.
life. And when I
Yes.
see your life, I will see only one thing. Joe, you are a very, very strong woman today. I'm hosting. And it's been a great privilege knowing your life journey. And the most important thing is your positive life journey, which is inspiring today millions of people who are actually in your place and who are struggling to free themselves from all the foundations, all the black, dark clouds. And I
Yes.
really appreciate your vigor, your courage, because being a woman, it's not an easy job for crossing all those hurdles. I will say hardy hurdles and moving on with this positive smile that says a Joe's positive smile. So really hats off to you, Joe, and I really bless you. And thank you so much for inspiring today with your inspiring journey millions of people. And I say only one thing: success is to flow like water through a road of rocks, and whatever hurdles you are facing, whatever challenges or problems or anything, just remember golden time is yet to come and you are very strong. This is awesome, Joe, and moving to this beautiful Joe journey. Joe, would love to ask one question which is continuously popping up in my mind. As a strong woman, still, we all know that women are very emotional, irrespective of their country, irrespective of their culture, and we all are emotional, right? Still,
Yes.
in your life, I would love to ask, along with my global audience too, as a woman, what kind of very hardy challenges you had faced when you were starting your career or when you were starting your professional development, and the most important thing, how did you cope up those challenges? So that will give little vigor to my feminine leaders too.
So I started my business. So I was in corporate for many years, in private and public enterprise. I come from an administration background, but 10 years ago, because everything changed in my 40s, and the time I got into my 50s, it was a massive change again. And then I decided, I want to run my own business. So 10 years ago, I did. And I think there's so many challenges that we have to overcome, but like it just, we have to, and I think whether it's male or female, there's challenges in business, right? But as a woman, I think that we have to, I think it's it's to do that happy dance to, I
True.
think when I started in my business, I was very much in my feminine, you know, wearing my floaty goddess dresses and all the nurturing and the compassion and the giving, but no structure. And I needed to bring in those masculine energies to blend with my feminine so I could get things done. And really, really, and I'm now a big advocate on courage. And I think it's part of our masculine when we step into our courage, we actually feel that fear, we do it anyway, regardless. And I'll give you an example: public speaking. So, public speaking for many of us, including myself, here I was growing up shy, no confidence. Even in my 40s, I couldn't even put my hand up to ask a question. I was so shy. However, listening to those inner callings, I knew that part of my purpose was to speak. And I knew I had some valuable messages to share. So I actually started setting myself challenges to put my hand up and ask questions at events. And then I actually volunteered to speak on stages, even though I was so scared. I believe that we can all really, really tune in to what our purpose is and then really step into our courage. And even if we're scared, I encourage every single person just to do it scared and keep practicing. And I call it like stretching your courage muscle. Just feel it. Like, I still get a little nervous with public speaking, but not like I used to. So
Right.
every time I got up on that stage, and now whether it's virtual or whether it's a live stage, I was stretching my courage muscle. And every time I did that, I got better and I got better and I got easier and easier. But it's just like, just do it. So if speaking is part of your purpose, which I'm really passionate about, women, more women stepping up on stages, more women writing books, because that's my little niche now. And that's why I'm so passionate about women becoming more creative, women stepping into their courage, women listening. And also with women, I have found more than guys, many of us have to stop those patterns of people pleasing and being the perfectionist. And they are the clients that I now help, because guess what? I used to be the biggest people pleaser. I used to be, not really, I'd be too scared of what the judgments were of other people. And I would worry that whether I was good enough. And you're getting into that whole, I call it the inner mean girl dialogue. So if we can work through those layers and just stop worrying about what other people think and realize that what is perfect anyway. We don't have to be perfect, whatever that means. I don't even like the word perfect, but people understand that when I sort of explain it in that context. So it's really, to stop being the people pleaser, to stop being the perfectionist, to step into your courage, to understand no matter how much misery you might have gone through in your past, no matter how many challenges, turn them into blessings and stay focused on your path and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and getting into the comparisons, because no one is you. No one is me. No one can emulate our energy. So I think,
Awesome. This
yeah,
is
there's so many different layers, but also the balancing of the masculine and the feminine, definitely.
I really appreciate Joe and your wonderful lines that really touched my heart. That challenges either will make or break you, and it totally
Yes,
depends in your hands whether you are surrendering to your challenges or you are just taking it as a golden opportunity, as how Joe took it and she darted forward. As she said about public speaking, I
yep,
must say it's not everyone's coffee, but just because of her hard work, and the hard work says only one thing it demands: practice. So practice
practice.
not makes only a man perfect, but also all genders perfection. So hats off to you, Joe, for making your challenges as your strength. Generally, I have seen people will get worried because of their weakness or their nervousness, or they are not confident enough to face the public. But as you said, you kept on practicing, practicing, practicing. And here we see a lovely lady in the form of Joe Worthy. Awesome one. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank
Well,
you.
ladies and gentlemen, moving to this beautiful, inspiring, and most loveliest journey with lovely guest Joe, I would love to ask Joe, as we see your inspiring journey, your challenges, we have seen your vigor, your courage, and I am just shouting all the words. I would love to know, along with my global audience, along with my online YouTuber watchers, and wow, so many people are here who are showering their blessings. So I would love to know what kind of, since you're a founder, you're an entrepreneur, you're an author, you're a coach, and whatnot, Joe. So kindly enlighten the world with your inspiring work, what you are doing actually, what is your great profession, so that we all can leverage from it.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you so much. So things changed a lot in 2020 when I actually published my first book, which is Love Worthy. This is the book. So if you want to
Wow.
know all my story, it's a memoir and it's a personal development guide. It's all in here. And my goodness, talking of courage, it took a lot of courage to publish this book because it's very raw and it goes into some dark things that have happened in my life, but how I was able to get through it. So it's also a personal development guide. So things changed a lot in my business when I became a published author, and then realizing that writing was such an incredible it just brought so much joy to go back to my writing and be creative again. And the journey continued, and I wrote online programs, and I was really getting myself out there and becoming more visible and speaking on stages, and getting over those nerves and I stopped worrying about what other people were thinking the right people are going to like me, not everyone's going to like me, and that's okay.
Yeah,
And then I
true
had this
lights.
and then I had this really strong calling to create an event, a conference. Call it a conference, a big event. I've been running retreats as well for women, and that's one of my sweet spots. I love running retreats, and I do run them in Bali every year in June. Every year, you can come on this beautiful, blissful 7 days with me where I'll nurture and nourish, and it's the most incredible experience for women. Women love it. So I was doing the retreats, I was running the online programs. Of course, during the whole, 3 years when the world was shut down, I ran online programs. Just after I published my book, actually, was 2020, the start of 2020. And then I had this inner calling to create a conference. And so this year, I actually ran my first conference in Australia on the Gold Coast. However, as I started to realize and listening again deeper to what the real full message was, it wasn't just an event. It was actually a movement that I created. I wanted to create a movement for women. So I've now created the Worthy Women Movement. And under that movement is an event that I run every year, a conference. I'm now running online summits. I run speaker hubs to help women with their speaking and to get them on more stages and at my summits and at my conference. And I also have collaborative book projects that I run every year as well. So it's really expanded, plus the retreats. And the whole mission of the movement, and this is what I'm really passionate about, that each and every woman that comes into the movement is inspired and motivated to really, really step into their greatness. And what I mean by that is becoming really more creative. So they might want to, really, really feeling that fear and doing it anyway if they want to speak, publishing that book, becoming more visible, increasing their confidence and following their divine purpose. So that whether they come to a conference, whether they come to my online summit, which I want to talk about because that is happening in January, anywhere in the world, you can come and join my online summit on the 19th of January. And so that's another way that I've created all these women in my movement to be able to come and speak at these summits, at my conference. So it's just been this, and I just listening and trusting and actioning and not worrying about all that noise and what everybody else is doing, just staying on my path and listening. And now I've created this movement and it's rapidly expanding because my emphasis is about helping other women
Awesome.
to become the authors, other women to speak on stages, other women to become more visible.
Wow. Joe, first of all, I really, really appreciate from the bottom core of my heart because there are very few who are thinking for other women. As I have seen, this is really great when you're uplifting another woman. And when you are doing this, you are really doing a pious work for the society, which Jo is doing. So I really appreciate her work. And here I would like to draw the attention of my global audience who are watching us from different countries, or who will be watching this video from their different latitudes or parallel or longitudinal, whatever you want to say. Kindly go through, opt for Jo Worthy's book, which she has done a miraculous work. If you really want to transform your life into the bestest one, not even the word better is suitable for this. And also, she is into online conferences, online summits, and a Bali retreat. So just rejuvenate yourself, just make yourself a very into a place of very soothing, calm mind place and mindfulness if you want to bring your state of mind. So do join her, do contact her, and you can do wonderful miracles in your life. So why delay? Just grab this golden opportunity, kindly connect with her, and make your life meaningful, successful, and most important, a happier one from your heart. So I really appreciate, and I will really, really promote Jo Worthy's amazing, awesome, incredible work along with my global spectators. Hats off to you, dear. Well, moving to this beautiful journey with Jo Worthy, Jo, now it's time to listen. What is your opinion about Kiddos International founder and CEO Matt Allen, who has created this wonderful platform for communication, for coffee brewing, heart to heart connection, and talking to talking simulators?
I just think, like, I'm fairly new to this community, but I just think it's just this amazing opportunity. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, that we can connect and we can share. We can share our life stories, we can share our knowledge, we can share our expertise. And I'm so passionate about anyone, any other organizations, or any other people that are actually advocates for powerful stories and sharing our stories and getting our stories out there. So I thank you so much, and I feel very honored to be here. And I just think that any organization that is doing this is doing a great, is doing some great work in the world, because they're being of service to other people. It's fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for elating our confidence, for elating our boosting our confidence. I must say, not letting, just boosting our confidence. Thank you so much, Jo, for these beautiful lines. And yes, the founder and CEO Matt Allen is really doing wonderful job day and night. He's into creating miracles in everybody's mind and everybody's heart, and he's uplifting everyone for the sake of humanity, for the sake of society. And we all are with Kiddos International daily, working hard and getting so much happiness and positivity, which we are spreading across the world. Thank you so much for these loveliest words. Well, Jo, now the time has arrived where we are going to talk something about Kiddos International rides. Now, when I say exciting rides, it's not a roller coaster ride, which I'm talking about, because with coffee, roller coaster is not possible. But still, we can create those roller coaster rides in the form of our rapid fire round questions. And I swear, I just love this round. So, are you ready for this beautiful round, Jo?
Sure.
Okay, let's start with a sip of coffee with Kudos Latte Show. And here comes coffee preference for Jo, black, latte, or something else?
I like keto style coffee, so I like a long black with cream on the side.
Wow, lovely. What's the first thing you do every morning to set a positive tone for the day?
I light my incense and have my black coffee. I do. So I light my incense and make my coffee, and then I do my social media for a couple of hours. But I have that prayers first, gratitude, light my incense, have my coffee, then it's social media time.
Awesome, awesome. One book that has greatly influenced your approach to business and life.
Business and life. Well, I remember actually I've read a lot of personal development books. And, I started my journey with reading Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, which is not so business focused, but it really helps us with our business when we change our whole attitude and our mindset. So You Can Heal Your Life And also Florence Scovel Shinn wrote The Power of the Spoken Word. And I remember studying those in my 20s. That's a long time ago. And
Wow.
I also remember The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is an oldie, but a really goodie. So I still actually utilize some of those habits by Stephen Covey. So that's a really good book.
All right. Favorite motivational quote that never fails to inspire Joe?
A motivational
Quote.
quote. Oh, okay. So yes, I've got lots of those. So I spoke about when I was publishing, just before I was about to publish Loveworthy, and I was actually doing some research on Brené Brown, who I love her quotes. And I was looking at some YouTube, I was looking at some of her quotes, and there was one quote, because I started to get into the fear before I published my book. And that one quote, and I have it in my book, is if you are not in the arena getting your ass kicked, I don't want your feedback. And it was
Wow.
like, yeah. So if you're going to judge me, if you're not up, revealing your memoir and your life story, if you're not up speaking on stages, then I don't want your feedback if it's negative. So that is
Awesome.
one quote. And can I say one more? Because I love one.
Yeah, sure.
And I love Eleanor Roosevelt, because I'm all about courage. And it's like, do something every day that scares you. And in
Oh,
business, we need to be constantly getting out of our comfort zone.
awesome. Great one, Joe. Last but not the least, mostly Joe listens to her heart or mind while taking any decision of her life.
Heart, but I do have to train that very active mind of mine as well. So I do meditate.
Awesome. So hats off to you, Joe, for playing such a wonderful round and with such a latte coffee. Awesome. I really appreciate the way you answered promptly all the questions. So this is really awesome. Keep it up. So once again, thank you so much, Joe, for giving such a positive ambience, such a positive environment, and most important, for inspiring millions today with your loveliest inspiring journey. You have given n number of, you can say, key takeaways from your life. Never ever give up on your dreams, and being a woman doesn't mean you are fragile, you are weak, your emotions. Rather, you're a strong woman, and a woman mentor side, she can do anything in this world. So thank you so much for this beautiful journey, and I'm sure people will love this, and people will get anytime any help. Joy is there to take the journey on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this journey is never an ending process, because we will be having so many other journeys which you are going to stay tuned in. And till then, stay happy, hail and hearty. Bye bye.